So my first question for you is just going to be, can I get a reaction to lawmakers trying to pass that slimmed down version of the package that scrapped the 50-30-20 split?
I went and testified on behalf of the Metropolitan Mayors Consortium in Beaverton as well. And it to me says that the state's ready to go at it alone, to go backwards on a over decade precedence of splitting money with us, using the argument that they need the money to keep people on. It's challenging because those same conditions that they're trying to operate under, we operate under. And cities cannot pass a raise in gas tax without voter approval. So if they went forward with this, we would have to go out to a ballot initiative to be able to do the same thing they could have done on Friday.
hmm And so now it's all about how we move forward from here. We haven't really heard too much about a special session yet. That is still a possibility right now. But in terms of where we are right now, what is the status of Beaverton's transportation services? Are they facing cuts?
We are hopeful that the governor is going to call a special session and work it. We passed our budget with the assumption that this was going to go through, similar to what other cities are doing. So we are going to look at what that means for us. This transportation package, the 2025 version, was roughly going to double what the city brings in to be able to fix our streets. And so we know for sure we're going to have immediate backlog of services. Our roads right now are going to go from about 70% quality and dip under 60. When they dip under 60, we can no longer put a top coat on them. We have to redo the entire road. And I think what's really important for Oregonians to understand is streets are a municipality's number one capital investment. We have over 210 roads in Beaverton. It's our most important capital investment. So maintaining them is the most important fiscal thing that we can do.
And I have heard from others too that if these transportation issues, such as street pavements and stuff like that, improving the quality of these streets, if that doesn't happen now, it's only going to get more expensive down the road. Do you agree with that? And then also, too, what other impacts besides, street quality and stuff like that may be impacted without this funding?
Of course, it's going to cost more in the long run. I mean, we know that, right? Cities have to operate under Measure 5 and Measure 50, which only allows our revenue to grow 3% a year. Think about what your personal family has experienced over the last couple of years with inflation, rising costs of healthcare, and everything else that comes under them. Cities are facing that too. So roads are the most important thing for us, and we don't have the mechanism to be able to do that. We rely on the Highways Trust Fund to be able to partner with the city to do it. We know that our employees, we hire employees out of this same funding. The streetlights come out of this funding. All of those same things. When it snows it snows everywhere, equally on a city road as it does a state road. We still have to get out there. We have to put salt down. We have to run the snow plows. We have to do all of the same work. And for the highway system to work, to get to your house, you get off a highway and you join a local road. So those things are going to happen. And we know we have about 5 years until our roads hit a point of no return. That's a very small window for us to operate in. And so the longer it takes for them to figure this out, the harder and more costly it's going to be for us to catch up.
Have you heard anything from local transit agencies as well? I know public transit is also going to be suffering from this. What have you heard from those local transit agencies?
They're heading for immediate layoffs as well. We know within a few months. I mean, we don't have an operating reserve quite as comfortable as the rainy day fund that the state has. Transit is in the exact same position. And transit, people rely on transit to get to doctor's appointments, to get to their jobs, to be able to move around. I think the transit system needs more investment to be able to get into the communities. Beaverton is north and south of our max line, yet it goes east and west. So we're long overdue for more investment. Reducing the investment in transit right now is going to be a point we're not going to be able to come back from it. So we have to really think about what does the next 5 to 10 years look like? And when the governor calls a special session, or if it goes to the short session next year, hard to tell which direction they're going to go, mayors are asking to be brought into the table, because if we could be that quickly left out of the conversation like we saw on Friday, what's the hope that our needs are going to be centered in some of these conversations? And there's very few state lawmakers that have come from local government that understand the funding, understand the constraint we're under, and we're the closest to the people. Everything happens in a city or county. everyone knows how to find their local mayor. And so we're the ones that are left answering the questions right now on what's happening in Salem.
And then my last question for you is what message, if they do go to a special session, or if, like you said, they go to the short session next year, what message would you want to send to lawmakers about what your city needs and what cities across Oregon are going to need in a transportation package?
We need a transportation that maintains our streets. We need funding to make sure that we're ready to protect what our investment over the next 5 to 10 years. And people vote for elected officials for outcomes. And sometimes, as a mayor, compromise is the currency of the realm. To get things done, we have to come together. That's the Oregon way. Bring the Republicans in, bring local government in. We're going to be your champion and ally. We were down in Salem this whole session championing the transportation package, not because it was the best package, but it must pass. It's that dire for cities right now. And so we're your number one allies. Mayors are ready to do the work with you, just like we've been ready to do the work since the road shows. All the mayors across the state joined road shows. All of us put through data on what was important. All we're asking for is, do the work. Bring us in. We're going to help you get there. Oregonians understand the need to invest in roads. We have to do a better job explaining what this package does for the everyday Oregonian.